Hey folks, welcome back to the lab. We have a lantern project here that doesn't it look like a beauty? Yes, this is a No.0 CT ham clipper. So now the reason we are here was something that looks like it's finished. Somebody else finished it, and I'm sure they did a very nice job, but they lacquered it and it looks wet to me. And also I think this lacquering is quite old because there is some fresh oxidation going on. And also I don't like having lanterns in my collection that somebody else had done. So I just kind of want to give this a once over and just clean up. Oh, and by the way, heartbreaking, yeah, bummer. And also heartbreaking is there was no burner in it. I went and bought it without seeing that little hidden thing, and there being no burner. But I did grab a burner out of a Rayo just to have in there. At some point I'm gonna have to find one, but I do. This is by the way, this is a D tube, and you can see it was rounded on the inside, flat on the outside. It's called a D tube. And interesting here, look at that. Just a little off. Just a little off there. But it may go to say just exactly how old this sucker is. This baby is old. And there's some patent numbers and a number of things down in here that, you know, that are rusty. But we'll get them opened up. So, and this is beautiful. This is beautiful looking lantern. And it's difficult for me to say it because I don't know what's going on here. And there's like a little blob of solder here. So I don't know if this was a modification, you know, this lift lever type. I don't know what the deal is with that little, that curve seems to follow where that goes. So not sure, but I'm sure I'll find out. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw some paint strip around here, get this varnish or shellac or whatever you want to call it, a clear coat off of here, and we're just gonna do a quick cleanup on this. This obviously is not gonna need much, but there's just some spots I would like. And like I said, I want to get this, whatever this is, off of there. So okay, so let's do it. All right, and man, isn't that, wouldn't, see, so on the shelf, this looks great, right? Intact, nice, beautiful cobalt globe, and a burner and all that and such. Never be able to tell, but I can tell. So I'm gonna have to see if I got some trade capital, get myself a burner, and I do have another sexy, I got a clear globe I could put in here. I had a ham No.0 globe, which I sold. Well, actually, I traded it for a lantern. Surprise, surprise. All right, so let's. I'm gonna go get the shellac off this thing, and we'll come back here and we'll just do a quick cleanup. And I'm sure I may find some other issues hidden here. Would not be surprised. So, not a whole lot of parts here for this to like not work. But I just want to make sure that we're not hiding any, like, you know, JB Weld it and all kinds of weird, funky stuff. So, all right, I'll be back. Okay, well, the paint remover did a real shitty job getting the shellac or whatever it is off there. You can see, oh boy. But we're going to get it all off there, not to worry. But this will take some more work, that's all. You can see the difference where it was like holding in the crap. Man, it's gonna look so much nicer without it. Great. But yeah, I can see that it Remover didn't do much. Did some. But, so, oh, by the way, so I'm gonna, this is somehow kind of seized. It's probably painted in there. We'll get this off right now. But I was trying to shake out the fount to get the water out, and what falls out? It's a freaking skull. A little mouse skull. So I don't know what else is left inside the fount. So we need to get this cap off here. I'll use my special padded pliers and see if I can very gently there we go. Okay, we'll work on that. Let's see what's in there. There's something going on in there. Oh yeah, there's bones. Oh yeah, holy smokes, there's a whole bunch of bones in there. Okay, well, oh boy. Am I gonna have to pick them out? Man, oh man, let's see if I can get. I don't know what kind of shape we're gonna. There's a little bone, little leg bone or something. Had to break that leg bone. I assume that there's probably some. There's a bone, probably kind of dried to the bottom. Jeez, there you go. There's a little leg or something. Or is that a bat? Could be. I will. We'll get a good picture of that skull and let people that love skull, you know, somebody with a YouTube channel for skulls, maybe they'll know. But me, I don't care for it. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, that's all. I'm not going to save that. Why in God's name would I save that? I do know people that would. I know skull people that love finding skull stuff and they'll like hanging on their door of their house and shit like that. It's okay. To each his own. All right, so I'm going to go to the bench grinder, clean this up. So I saw some wetness here, and it's unclear to me whether that was a pinhole or it was just kind of drying. Not sure where that came from. Ah. Okay. It is weeping. There are little holes here all around. Okay, that's just weeping. So that means I can seal it with seal-all from the inside. But not before cleaning out this tank. Actually, where's my little hunk of chain? I think I'm going to, well, I don't know what happened to my chain. Hold on a minute. Okay, so what I've done, I thought I hit the record button. I didn't. I just put a hunk of chain in there. Looks like this. So I just put it in the fount. I'm going to go to the sink, put some hot soapy water in there and work that around for a while. And I know that I need to seal the inside of this tank because I am seeing some weeping here around this rim and these little spots. And I still have to clean all this up. So, oh yeah, this is going to need a sealing up. That's okay. That's cool. That's to be expected, man. This thing's ancient. All right. I will. All right. So this is from the rail. These are. Maybe I'll put these back in just to, to show. But this is out of a rail. Doesn't quite fit this little area here. This doesn't quite seat down into the bottom of that because this lip ends right here. The lip on this is a lot deeper for a ham burner. So put that there. This will go in our little parts bin. Let me go work on this tank. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, it's looking a million times better in there. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, great. Okay, so over to the bench grinder, and I'm going to get a little bit more of this water off so this doesn't all go flying. You can really see, almost looks like peeling after a sunburn. All this shellac or whatever you want to call this junk that's all over this. Okay, well, it certainly made a lot more work than I was hoping. But the thing is, see, it gets me to know a piece by working it over. So I'm going to know every inch of this thing, literally. And then when I'm done, we will throw some seal all in there. Although maybe not today, unless we can get the inside of this tank completely dry. I don't know. We'll see. Now, in the wintertime, I had a radiator. I could throw this on, and it would immediately dry out the inside. Thankfully, it's still August. Oh, boy. All right, to the bench grinder I go. I shall return. Okay, so we are back from the bench grinder. And, well, Houston, we discovered a bigger problem. So, I could have just left all that alone and did seal all, but that's not how I operate. But I'm also seeing a massive gap in here. But maybe that's not even fount at all, so maybe I don't have anything to worry about. But I'm going to seal it up anyway. We're going to get all that sealed from the inside. And of course, I got to figure a way to deal with that. I don't want to do JB Weld it for something so old here, so I'm going to try to figure. I wonder if I can patch that, but that means I need to tin some things. I'm not great at that. I'm not great at getting fresh solder to stick, but we'll see. We'll see when we get to that point. And by the way, just a real quick, just this little spot here, I do see a patent date of 1890, September 10th, 1890. And CT Ham Manufacturing Company, and nothing under that. So, interesting. Okay, so now, probably, I'm thinking, well, wait, you know what? I started a new junk bit, but maybe I already used it all up. Let me see. Started a new junk bit last night, but used it a lot. There it is. Okay, so here are the 3 stages of my junk bits, and I call them junk bits because they get rid of all my junk on my lanterns, and they're great. I call them junk bit because they're the first thing I use to get rid of the big chunks and the big junk. So here's 3 levels. Well, that's brand new. This is after, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. And this is after quite a bit of usage. Still useful to me in some applications when like this, but you need to watch when you get these. You got to keep them at an angle like that. You go off at an angle like that, then this edge hits your lantern and will put big old spirally awful marks in your lantern. All right, so we got those. Let me see that. We got that. Where's one I just had in there? Oh, it's still on there. Okay, cool. So I think I'm going to go with this junk bit first. Okay, let me give this a little bit of length so we can get in behind stuff and not worry about it. And luckily, I was able to get a lot of that shellac or whatever that shit is up here. Okay, let's get to it. Well, that junk bit did great, but I'll tell you, man, this whatever shit they put all over this thing, it's a bitch in some of these spots. Might have been a couple of coats have been on here. So I'm going to a wheel now. Actually, I want to put a little length on there, and I'll use this up until it's gone. Then I'll put a fresh one on, so I can really work down some of these air tubes. That's a couple layers of oxidation I'm going to get off, and a lot of that could still be shellac or whatever that shit is. All right, back at it. Alright, now I'm going to a pointy bit. Things are looking pretty cool here. And just while I'm doing this, I got ham radio going, and I'm contemplating how I want to repair the bottom of the fount. Let's continue to think about it while I do some pointy bit. right, so I think now I'm going to try the 800 grit nylon bits. This is originally what I thought I would just do after getting a shellac, or whatever you're calling it up here. Lacquer, shellac, shellacker, one other verb. But it took a lot more work here. But it's a good thing, because it's mine. It's mine, and it feels mine, because I know it up and down, left and right. So, okay, so let's do 800 grit and see how that does. There's a couple areas I wanted to go over with the wire wheel, but I think this will do it just fine. So let's look at it. By the way, I wonder, I am seeing copper oxidation in here on this, the cup, burner cup. I wonder if that is like a brass copper kind of a alloy kind of deal. Okay. All right, I think we'll do some steel woolen here now. So I'm trying to determine what I want to do on the bottom side here. I could try get a little piece of tin. I feel like if I was, say, the person that bought this from me, I want to put this into my collection, but at some point, it might be a different animal. So I think I would rather have a tin and solder repair rather than a JB Welded. I know me, when I look at ads, you know, for lanterns, or if I see them at the store and I pick them up and I see JB Welded on, I don't necessarily want to pull the trigger on them. But this is going to look really nice. It's too bad that the blue globe is a bust. No pun intended. And it's too bad that there's no burner. Okay, so we have cap, it fits. We got other things to do first. So I got a nice fresh pillow. Actually, let me use a scrap on the bottom. I feel like every time I touch that hole, it's getting bigger, but thing is, we got to know the size of that hole. We want this to be a permanent fix, not a temporary one. But the good thing is that now this thing's life as a rusting piece of metal are over. So, granted, that shellac or whatever that crap is they put all over this was inhibiting rust. That is true. Right, well, I think tomorrow we're going to deal with that hole on the bottom. And then, once that's done, that's if I use solder, which I'm really hoping I do, then I will seal the tank. And we will be complete, except for a darn burner, but that is out of our hands. Now I can properly let the inside of that fount dry out. Wow, that looks a lot better than it did, I'll tell you. It sure does. Love it. Okay, folks, we'll be back here tomorrow to do some repairing. Maybe by then I will have dreamt about it and and figured out something to do. So, somewhere around here I got some scraps of actual lantern tin. I may want to use a much thinner piece of tin that I have. That's okay. That I'll put a piece of tape over that and let the seal all get that from the inside. I can actually see the light through it. Yeah, so, because I think there's some weeping around here somewhere. Either that or it was coming out of here and just kind of curling up around the corner. So, that will be tomorrow's project. But for you, it's going to be just like that. And tomorrow's going to come up just like... Hey, folks, we're back. All right, so what we're doing, we're going to fix these holes in the bottom of this gorgeous little thing. So, best way to position this, I had been thinking about it, and I'm going to use my grid system here. So, I'm going to get my bungees set up accordingly. What I think I'm going to do here, let me try it. I'm putting up across here. And I think what I'm going to do is take this. Okay, well, that's kind of working. But maybe if I get a little extra here. Ah! That's working good. As long as I'm not denting the fount here. I don't think I am. No. Alright, so there. That'll be our surface. Can I move it a little bit? But what I need is a bungee that's a little bit shorter. Let me try this both up here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, we are steady. Now, Oh boy, I've been kind of like thinking about this for a couple of days now. It's been a couple of days. Things have been busy, but I want to make sure that I do this right because this is a very old relic. I'm going to try to clean around this, and I know it's going to get bigger as I do so, but it's not like I'm going to say, oh, well, I'm going to leave it smaller because, well, it just, I'm seeing other little pinholes, and that's all right. The seal all, we'll get these little pinholes. A little one right there. Oh, yeah. Boy, I've been messing up with my camera angles lately.
Yeah, I'm running at least 400, over 400 watts of carrier.
But, okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna contemplate exactly. Let's see. So I got my piece of tin, and I've already scuffed it up with sandpaper on this side here. So I gotta find a shape that I can cut out something round and small. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good size. Okay, let's do that. All right, now, so me and tin snips. All right, so I've been buying pairs of tin snips when I go to garage sales and estate sales and stuff, and I just keep buying them because I use them and they suck, and that's the reason why they end up in some old, retired guy or somebody's bin of stuff that's going cheap at the yard sale because they suck. Well, I just got this pair for $2.50. Pretty beefy, man. All right. Well, it delivers for sure. I'm sure this is made for much thicker metals. Yeah, like I said, I've been screwing up with my camera angles lately purely because the thing that holds my phone when I record all my videos on busted on me a couple of weeks ago. And this replacement I have is a piece of crap. And I can't see the screen all that well. So I keep losing. What's wrong with you? Yeah. It's my first time using these. I literally just bought these an hour ago. I have other pairs, but I wanted to try these. All right, so. Yeah, something like that. But I would like it to be a little prettier. I guess I'm going to have to dig out one of those other pair. Or, actually, all right, so something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to want. Okay, so I'm seeing a little something I need to change there. Just this angle a little bit. Okay, so I am hoping also that I got this liquid flux that I want to try. I hope to God that's going to make us work out here. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is flux anything in there, flux around this, and hope that me laying down some solder on there with a big old soldering iron. I don't want to use a torch on this old thing. I'm a little worried about what would happen. I don't want to loosen any of the other weird soldering that might be inside here. I think that's what I'm going to try. Other people in videos make it look so easy, but, that's why I'm trying this liquid flux, because I've been having a hell of a time any solder to stick. Now, I want to kind of go rough around this edge here a little bit. Now, I'm going to try for the first time this big old soldering iron I found. All right, so I got this big 100 watt garage sale. I don't know, over the winter. I'm gonna plug it in and see if it works. Okay, it's getting hot. For non-electronical applications. All right, so in the meantime, I'm gonna acetone. While that heats up, it's probably gonna take a little while for that to heat up. So I'm gonna go acetone. Man, look at that hole. Boy, oh boy. I'm going over here because maybe I'll put a little blob of solder in that little hole just for fun while I'm here. All right, so while I'm waiting, I'm gonna get the flux on. Okay, we'll give that a second. Now, I'm gonna test this out. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. I wonder what happens here. All right, looks like it's letting me lay down some solder. It's letting me tin it a little bit. Oops. Well, let's see if I can tin this piece of tin. Let's try it. Whoop. Yeah. That glob will be all right. Not to worry. Oh, I'm going to do it on the stone because, you know, wood. It actually looks like we're tacked. So that solder that I laid down underneath appears to have done its thing. So I think I'll try to get some more slipped underneath there. All right, so I'm going to try with the torch and see if I can get some of this. Actually, I'm going to put a little more flux around the outer edge here in case I had removed it with my fingers. Okay, so that has got a little tack from some little spot. Hopefully, we can get this all to stick around here. So the first question for me is why am I not getting solder to stick to that right there? Or why can't I tin it here? Look at the mess I'm making here. I mean, it's tacked underneath, so why was I able to tin that around there? I guess I'm going to start over with that and see if I can do better on that. I mean, this is all this flux and stuff around. That's all right. I can clean that part off. But I want to see why. Well, one more little bead, I think, and then I think we'll be good to, well, maybe we'll be good. All right, looks like we got solder almost all the way around. Now, I think maybe what we can do is I'm going to start fresh with this. I'm going to clean it off, and I'm going to reacetone it and reflux it. And then we'll see if we can get it to stick to that little round area. I'll press it on there, and I'll hit it with the torch, hoping that I'll press it on there and it'll stay. All right, hold on a minute. Okay, so I hit that with the Dremel. Which is the prettier side? Well, I can fix it once it's on there, whichever way we go. Now, acetone. All right, we're gonna flux this thing up. So, theory is that I'm gonna put flux all over this. I'm gonna press it down on here, and then I'm gonna hit it with the torch on the outside and seat it down on there and hope for the best. Because I can't go around the edge really, because it'll loosen all the solders underneath there. Yeah. Son of a gun. It's not sticking to that at all. Not even a little. Okay. Well, I think I got the wrong type of metal here. I'm going to have to go find some real lantern tin. I know I can steal some from somewhere. In the meantime, I got to get all this old flux off of here, so it stops eating at things. But at least there is, if there is, I think, good news, is that I did able to tin the actual lantern itself. So for me, that's a plus. Okay, well, folks, after much deliberating, I thought about it all night last night. By the way, I did find, I got plenty of junk lanterns, but I've been working off this piece of tin off a chimney of a China-made old cheap parts thing. Anyway, so this is the tin that is from this sheet here, and this is lantern tin. You can't really hear the difference. I can, but it's quite a lot thicker. And so, after much deliberating, I have decided that I am most likely going to JB weld this piece onto the bottom of here, because I picked the wrong lantern to experiment on. This is a very old lantern. I mean, 130 years old potentially, somewhere around in there. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna have to do is learn. There's just certain things that I'm not understanding. Like, I've watched a bunch of videos and things. Oh, this is how you tin the metal, and this is how. And I watch videos of people, and they just go, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Everything sticks to everything, and it blows my mind. I don't understand. So I'm missing something. So I think in the future, I'm going to be having learning videos for me learning how to make solder to stick to everything I want it to stick to, and correctly with the right methods. So I mean, I got a couple of these 100 watters. I got a smaller 80 water, and who knows, maybe this rosin core isn't what I'm supposed to be using. I know they say 60-40 is the best for lanterns. Take it easy in the comments, because, like I said, somebody just tell me, oh, well, you just go like this and this and this, and that happens. Well, that's not how my brain helps me learn. I have to learn by doing, and somebody else showing me visually how to do it. But yet, like I said, I see in these videos, people just go, oh, slap this on, slap that on, and everything sticks, and it drives me nuts. So, here's what I'm going to do for first. before I go to the JB welded idea, because I want to get a JB welded so I can get the JB weld to bond, and then hopefully by later today I will be able to seal the tank. So that'll be all sealed, and then I'll be done, and we can get it treated, and I can throw a oh, wait a minute. I just found a No.0 clipper at a flea market, and it's a little beat up, and it's got a ham globe in it. Question is, will that burner fit in there? It's a No.0. You know, first of all, let me make sure this isn't brass. Okay, no brass here. Anyway, so you can see this has some problems. This is a makeshift. I don't know where that bail came from. It's functional, but holy moly, I can get that cleaned up, no problem. But came with ham globe. I think I'll put that in here. That will be perfect. But all right, I forgot. Yeah, I need a burner. Okay, we'll come back to that when we get this all figured out. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. But what am I going to do with this? Put it in the pile, I suppose. Anyway, so what I'm going to try now. Okay, I like having my radios go in the back while I do work. It's another added calming to me. All right, so I'm done with it. So, like I said, this is the rusty tin that I've been using. I've repaired a lot of things with this, but I repaired them with the JB Welded and this. So, you know, the thing is, see, I wanted to make sure that I did this repair right. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just so old and, oh man, look at that. Bummer. Yeah, so if I can get solder to stick to this all over it, if I can get this like all tinned, I will try it again. But as of right now, I'm going to want to JB weld this piece on here. One of these two pieces. So right now, let's, okay. And it's all scored up because I used a crazy sanding disc to clean it off as there was paint on it. All right. Acetone has been applied. Now we'll, and this is new, you know, me trying the liquid flux. All right, so let me heat this up a little bit. I don't know why I'm heating it up. I had been told that, like, heating the metal up helps the flux do its thing. Who knows? All right, first of all, I'm going to try heating it and applying some of this and see. So I'm doing that. I'm going to see if that sticks. I can speed up the process with a little acetone on there. All right. Well, that's stuck. Okay. Let's keep that going here. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can smear it around a little bit and just like tin this whole thing. Hard for me to tell if that is actually bonding to it, so that's what I'm trying to do is tin the surface. Nope. Yeah, because like I said, man, I scored the living hell out of this with this sanding disc. Trying it again. What I would like to do is make a circle. Let me try something here. Something I've seen on another video from somebody that was just playing with see what I'm doing? Trying to make a loop of solder so I can put this upside down on the lantern when that's bonded on there and heat up it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens here. If it's just going to roll around into a big blob. Oh, interesting. Okay, wait a minute. It stuck to the side where it was really rough. It tinned that little part there. Maybe this needs a more drastic... okay, let's try it. I got this right here. All right. Yeah, I guess I want to do just a real rough score. Find something rough. Yeah, that's how things move around here in my shop. They just fly around. I can tell you stories. Okay. Don't know if I need to acetone it, but I will. I'm just going to make sure that I keep following a procedure, and maybe I can eliminate what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so got that. Flux the whole thing. I'm going to come over here to the edge and see. Ooh! Wait a minute. I think we got it. Got it. All right. Hold on a minute here. Yes. Oh, man. I think I have cracked the code here. So we have tinned this piece of tin edge to edge. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to make sure I get it nice and thick. Okay. We might be able to do this the correct way, folks. If I can load this up with solder and then plop it up there upside down. Look at all that. Okay. So in theory, that little circle that I have tinned on there, which maybe now that I know a little more, I can work on that just a little bit more, man. It's worrisome to me because it isn't a beautiful old lantern, not a junker. I got plenty of junkers to learn on, so I think now that I just learned something new. That's great. You guys were here to witness it, folks. Oh yeah, I learned. You wouldn't believe how much shit I've learned doing these videos with you guys. All right, let's set back up the lantern again. Okay, so let me put on better glasses to see all this. So, oh man, I am a little weary, but I want to clean this up a little bit more because I just learned something. So I'm gonna go within my own little rim that I have already put there. I gotta be careful because there's more holes forming the thinner I go there. Let's see what I can do here without making a mess. All right, so we got that scored around there. Oh man, okay, well, I might get rid of this little blob. Yeah, there, blob. All right, so what I'm gonna do is a little clean off. So now we got this all covered with solder, and I'll cover this with solder to make sure we get a good bond, and then I'll press it on there, and maybe seal around the edge. So that's why I scored the edge here, so we can kind of get it to blend, so you can tell that it's soldered and not JB welded in here. So we did our fluxing. Now let's try to lay down some solder. Oh yeah, we just might be having success here, folks. Yeah, That is a loop of solder. So what I plan to do now that we have this, let me see if I can get you a little closer. Okay, so here's where we are. So we got solder all the way around there. We got solder all over here. So what I'm going to try to do, I have it all on there. And I think, okay, I'm going to center it. And I'm going to hold it down. I want to find something with a little more surface area than like my little screwdriver here. Maybe something like this. And then I will warm it with the torch and watch it press down on there, hoping that we get a good bond. I think we got it. I think we got it. The only reason I would add to the outside here would be to keep, water from getting underneath. But we would have to score the tank a little more around that edge for it to stick. Or I could just leave that like that. I think I'm going to leave that just like that. I kind of like the way that looks there. Oh, guys, thanks for being here for this. So that is great. All right, so now we can clean up the bottom here, get rid of any flux remnants. Yeah, I'll come back in here with a nylon bit and kind of clean this up a little bit. All right. Well, I'm happy. So now what I'll do is I'll put some blue tape on these holes here, and just to be safe around this. But I'm so glad that we got that whole thing completely soldered in, which is perfect, with lantern steel. Okay, now, so next step. Maybe I don't need a nylon bit. I'll just kind of. Well, I haven't really done this. I can't remember if I steel wool this. Yeah, I think I already steel wool this. I don't know. Did I? Man, I can't remember. It's been a crazy couple of days. You wouldn't believe this has been like 4 days here. So it's just I've been having too much stuff to do, and I haven't had a chance to work on it, and I've did nothing but think about it. But thank God, we're looking good here. In the process here, I'm also looking for other holes that I may need to tape up. Holes or cracks or anything. All right, let me clean up this mess, and then we'll start with the next process. All right, so here's our question. Okay, so the cool thing is, and ham globe, that's so great. That's gonna go in here for sure. Now, let's check. Let's see if it fits. And it's different kind of lid, or cone. Oh, well, not really. It's still got the little tabs on it. Okay, great. Ooh. Oh man, that is like, it's literally, okay, there we go. I think we'll get it to work. We're just gonna do a little something here. Check out those little tabs, and I need to get paint off of here. That looks like somebody tried to open that with a pair of pliers. All right, let me go. This won't take long to get the paint off this. So I'll go and put a little stripper on here, let that do its thing, and meanwhile I'll clean this up. and then we'll, yeah, and then we'll, oh yeah, and then we will seal the tank. All right, I'll be right back. But yeah, it is a CT ham cone, so I'm gonna try it a little bit, see if we can get a little bit of these. Oh yeah, I can see the ridge marks from somebody put a pair of pliers on this thing trying to get it off. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. So I'm kind of doing a funky way here. I'm gonna use this flat edge here, put that there, and I'm gonna hit this here. All right, that's a lot better than it was. Great. Okay. Now, let's try. So this has got these little nubs here, but that's not quite lined up here with this one. So that's what I'm looking at here. This also has that little tab. Yeah, it's got that darn little thing. But maybe I'm gonna have to flatten that out in order to make this work. Okay, let's try that. Well, that's on, but yeah, there's no way I can get that bayonet to come out. Well, I think I can get it on there. It's just it would be a bitch to put on and take off. I may want to flatten those out a little bit too. So this is just kind of a press on. I think that's what I'm going to have to do here. Is flatten out these, and I can put these back in. That shouldn't be a problem. See those little tabules there? And I don't plan on giving this back to the other one because this is what I'm working on right now. So I am going to flatten them out. I think we'll be golden after that. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, that did the trick. All right, good. Boy, oh boy, this, when I sat down here a couple hours ago, I'm like, man, all these dead ends and stuff. But, yeah, great. So, I'll do a little bit more work around this rough edge here. And then we'll seal the tank. So we'll be done. Yeah, I am just killing video here, just staring at this thing, trying to figure stuff out. But, all right, so let's do that. And then it looks like I steel wooled everything already. I think I did. And let me check the cap, see what kind of condition we're in there. All right, so that's fine. That's fine. Well, it's got a little paint on there. Let me throw a little easy off on that. I just want everything to look real nice here for this sucker. All right, be right back. All right, so we don't need that anymore. But this, I'll tell you what, man, that lantern has contributed to a lot of other lanterns. Okay, so I'm just gonna I'll use this. All right, I'm gonna go around the top of that a little bit, just because it's a little rough. So let's see if I can help it a little bit. Okay, let's seal the tank. So, what we got here, let's see. Okay, that'll do that. Let's see. Now, I want to, for fun, find a little way here to, oh, I know, good shop towel piece. What I want to do is do what I can to protect the body here from any issues. So, we could put a little shop towel over this here, and I'll just put a hole in just like that. And I want to tell you, I have had some procedures in the last couple of past months. Unpleasant procedures for a male to have. And it's just, I just got the idea from me getting treatments for a serious problem. And it just made me think of it. Look at that. How great is that? It looks like it's in a hospital and you're going to like remove this lantern's gallbladder or something. So, oh man, you got to laugh about shit like that, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, so we got that one. Might as well use these up. So this is Seal All, and this is great for sealing fuel tanks. It is good for fuel, well, as you can see on here. Gas and oil resistant, blah, 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 blah. And it's cheap. Like, this is a fresh tube, less than $6. And you can pretty much do any size tank with, with one of these. But I've done, a number of tanks with like, half of one of these. So, and this is a very small tank. But I'm not going to be stingy on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop all this stuff in here, and then I'm going to rotate the fount around to make sure it migrates around, because it's very jelly-like. And also, acetone reverses this stuff, so if you do get some on your lantern, you should be able to get it off with acetone. That's what I've been told. I have tried thinning out this stuff with acetone a little bit. Two ways. So for two reasons: to stretch it out a little bit, and also it loosens it up a little bit, makes it a little more liquidy, so you can get it to migrate around inside the tank a little better. All right, I think I'm putting more than enough in here. Cool. There, we are in. Make sure that we get the nurse to clean the incision. Now, first I kind of want to take a peek. It's already migrating around, I can see it. So, now, I will try to manipulate it around the tank. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get it to the edge, and then I'm going to make that edge go all the way around. I'm sitting here waiting to see it. There it comes. Well, I did put a lot in there, but I can get it up the sides and everything. So that's what I'll do. The stuff dries clear. A lot of times after you do it, you look in there after it's dry, like, did I even put any in here? It's hard to spot. Yeah. Stupid me. I forgot to tape up that hole. I don't see it coming out the hole. It's small enough where I don't have to worry too much about that, but I taped it up because I happen to see the light coming through the hole through the bottom. So, yeah, I taped up the hole. Yeah, where was I? Okay, I'll be back after a few minutes of moving this around. You get the idea. So, just figure like us, just kind of very slowly flows down, and then it'll pool down there, and then I'll rotate this, and that little pool will go around the edge where most weeping holes happen with old things like this. And you can see there's a solder line here. All right, well, it has been a couple of hours, and I felt it, and it's still a little squishy, but it is stable enough where it's not going to flow out. So I figured we will finish this baby up. We'll oil it. I wish I could fire this up here, but I guess I'm not going to be able to. Because I put a lot of seal oil in there, and I could feel it's a pretty thick pillow of it, but it's great. It'll shrink a little bit more after it dries out, but it dries, it's kind of rubbery is what it feels like now. But I think we are going to treat this. And by the way, I had gotten a buffing wheel for the bench grinder, a small buffing wheel, because full size on this, very, very weak bench grinder, it wouldn't even move it. But I just went in and just for fun, I went and just threw the cone up on the bench grinder and just gave it a little bit of a polish just for kicks. Yeah, look at that. I didn't go crazy on it, but I shined it up a little bit, and I got a little bit more of these dents out. This time I used this wood dowel. Well, not this one. This one's not round. This one's round. This one's not. But I kind of put that in there because it's rounded, much like this. Put it in there, and I hit it with a hammer there. Yeah, so got the dents out as much as I wanted to. As I think if I went any more, I might make a dent out this way. Okay, that's why I keep the wood dowel around. Now, this is all cleaned up. It's beautiful, beautiful. Now I need to find a
Northwest Ohio.
nice vintage wick.
RXV, KC80PP, right back. And yeah, the old broadcast transmitter here's a BTA 1R, a 1R, and
There we go. Okay.
on 20 years now, if not more.
Vintage wick. Going in a very, very vintage
Someplace up,
lantern.
oh, come on here, up in New York, I believe it was.
Ham radio going in the back, by the way, if you're wondering what that talking is.
Brought it back down here.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at the action. There you go. Beautiful.
Next thing you know, we're on the air. We've got her set up, Joe, to run 160, 75, and 40 meters. And
I do not like
the
those
way we
little
did
hairs,
that was
because when
we
those little
gutted
hairs...
everything that RCA put in the final tank circuit and put our own high circuit
Sorry,
in there.
conditions are getting better here around this time. It is, what, almost 7 o'clock? Skip starting to roll in. But so this box is all, well, not including this. This is for dead flame stuff. But these are all vintage wicks out of lanterns. I like to put vintage wicks back in. I have a box with brand new wicks of every size, but I hardly ever get into it. Only on a rare occasion would I, for like a couple of the German things, have these weird sizes. Well, I'm not saying that it's the millimeters and not the what we're used to. So, all right, now I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see this thing all oiled up. And I think I'm gonna put this one on display. I'm gonna put it over here. What do I have over there now? I got an Embry midget over there. I think I'm gonna put the blue globe back in here. By the way, I'll show you the ham globe that came in, that the clipper that donated this burner. The ham 3. Excited. I would like to put this in there, but I also like the blue, man. The blue looks amazing. I don't have any completely intact blue globes. I can get away with that for sure on display, and that's just missing that chunk right there. I was really hoping that the chunk was in the box, but it's not. So this will put this back in there. Sexy globe. All right. So let's oil this baby up. I'm gonna go with the small brush because this is a small lantern with small parts. We'll start with the bottom. And I'm really feeling good about being able to get that solder. I'm telling you, man, I was thinking all night long, like, man, oh man, why can't I figure that soldering bit out? But as it looks, I was just not putting enough scuff in the metals for the solder to stick. Ooh, yeah, look at the color coming out. This is going to look real pretty. Some people like them the way they look before oiling because you do not see these blemishes, but these blemishes are what I'm after. Well, first of all, I'm here to treat it because even like I came back here just now, right before we were going to do this, and I'm like, man, there's a little hunk of rust. Not hunk, but little patch of oxidation right in that O, or the number there. So I went and got it. So this thing being exposed without any treatment on it, or it was already getting some oxidation on it. But yeah, look at that. Look how nice that looks. I'm loving it. Loving it. And this is a relic, man. This is one of the oldest lanterns I have now. This baby. Even though I don't know exactly what year, I can just tell by its design that I don't have a whole lot of square tubes. My next, I have another square tube that is a project coming up. That's a nice one too. Excited about that one. And what is amazing about today is that I went out today and found a ham clipper that had a burner I could use. That's great. It's even marked. Even got CT ham stamped right on it. Of course, that may not be period correct, but it's certainly better than one that's not marked CT ham, right? And this is looking nice. I'm liking my new lighting here. I changed all the lighting, got rid of all these stupid these stupid desk like drafting lights, you know, with the big springs and they get in the way and everything. And I just went into Goodwill and grabbed a couple clip-on lights, you know, that you put next to your bed. And then at Goodwill, I found a bag of light bulbs. So boom, you know, I find my wattage that I want. Pretty cool. I got lucky with some purchases. All right, I'm going to shut up now. We can go into time lapse, me finishing up this oil and then wiping it off. And I'll be back. Oh man, look at this thing. Oh, what a beauty. This is great. I could bring that over to the polishing wheel, but I'm going to leave it just a little unpolished there. Beautiful. I'm going to take these things back off when I'm done showing you, or my completion here. Just so the seal all can completely dry up in there. Okay, so we got that, we got this all fixed up, ready to go. Yeah, look at that. We are complete. Man, oh man. As you know, I bought this I got an antique mall that was having a big, like 25% off sale. You know, you throw dice on a thing and you determine how much you're going to save. Well, I saved 25% on this, and had the blue globe and everything. I'm like, ooh, I got a really good deal. Got it home and realized there was no burner, and that the blue glass had a hole in it. So stupid me for just thinking that it was complete when I grabbed it. I was in that mode where like, oh my gosh, nobody's gonna see me get this great deal on this amazing cobalt blue globe that is worth more than the lantern. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. All right, so now let's put it in, and we are done. Yeah, I love having that extra area there holding down the lip on the globe. Isn't that great? Wow, look at that thing. Okay, let's come on down here and take a look. Hold on a minute. All right, here we are, man. CT Ham Clipper, No.0 Clipper. I believe last patent date was 1890. So, here we have it. Don't look at that. But yeah, you can see, look, little shiny things, all blue. Here we have it, Ham's Clipper. So, we have our modification to the bottom to fix the tank. Oh, I am so satisfied. So satisfied. Going back to when this thing had just coats and coats of whatever that clear lacquer or clear coat or something that had patches where it had water under it. You could just tell at some point it had water under it. And yeah, that's all gone. We are looking at this beautiful patinaed steel. Yeah. Very nice. Now, let's do the old. Let's get this out of the way. And we're going to look at this thing. Oops. Oops. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. I hadn't tried it with it in there. Look at that. How cool is that? All right. Neat. I didn't know it locked like that. That's awesome. All right, here we are, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by the lab. And this was a learning experience, man. This took days and days. But we got it done, folks. We got it done. Can you see me waving? Hello. Okay. Folks, thanks for stopping by the lab. And tomorrow is Labor Day. And I'm going to sit back and relax. Folks, thanks again. And don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.